Hey, what's going on, Jesse? How's it going?
I'm doing well, Tristan. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, no worries. So I wanted to talk to you because I've been having some questions and concerns about just vaccines and just what all that it comes with. So my family, we were having a discussion at the dinner table, and if you don't know, my nephew, he was born not too long ago, but essentially, we were talking about vaccines, and it's clear that we're all clueless about the subject. So I was wondering if you could just drop some knowledge for me, and I could bring it back to them.
Okay.
So is that cool with you?
Yes, that is cool.
Awesome. So my first question for you is, what do vaccines do exactly?
Okay, so vaccines work by preparing the body to fight illnesses. And each vaccine contains either a dead or weakened germ that causes a particular disease. So through that exposure, the body, practices fighting that disease and making what we call the antibodies. And this recognize the specific part of the germ. And this gives a response of we, the individual, to that germ. And through that exposure, we can able to eliminate such germ very efficiently. So just quickly to illustrate my point
Okay.
in this slide, so we can see that, these little green things here are the antibodies.
Oh,
And
nice.
what we see, this giant thing is the viruses. So
Oh,
once the vaccines are there to expose, you generate these antibodies,
mhm.
and these can bind to the viruses so that it can be eliminated very
Oh,
quickly.
that's awesome. Wow. Okay. Awesome. Thank you for showing that.
Yeah.
And my second question would be, will the immune system be weaker by relying on a vaccine?
That is absolutely no, because the immune system makes the antibodies against the germ, and like chicken pox virus do, whether you acquire it naturally or through a vaccine, you'll be able to generate antibodies.
Okay.
And just to emphasize that the vaccines are, does not make one disease and then helps you to fight that disease and then weaken your system against another disease.
Okay.
Just to illustrate another point by sharing my slide here.
Okay.
Um, so you realize that once you are able to, be vaccinated, your body, your immune system becomes stronger,
Right.
and that make you, very weak. And therefore, all these viruses are kept away from your body.
Right. Oh, that's a good image.
Yeah.
I like how it's showing him like, blocking it, blocking viruses. So my third one would be, can getting so many vaccines at one time harm my nephew by chance or no?
Okay. So that's a good question. Apparently, this is what people think about it many times, and sometimes many go with this on false truth. But the good thing is that babies have stronger immune system than what you think about, and they can handle more germs whenever, uh, even more than what they receive within the vaccine.
Mhm.
In fact, the amount of germs in the vaccine is very tiny, a small percentage that the baby system can handle very well. Sometimes, yes, they react with mild fever and rash,
Mhm.
but the risk of serious reaction is very, very tiny, very, very tiny compared to, the health risk that often serious disease that they can prevent if they are vaccinated. And this does not happen because now the baby has a strong immunity.
Right.
So just to emphasize that this has research have gone on, and it's been established that the vaccines that they put together to give to babies
Mhm.
are okay, and studies have shown that many, many, many babies have don't have any problem, and in fact, it strengthened their immune system. So just to illustrate a point in one of my slides
Mhm.
here, that you know when we get the vaccines, or
Mm.
when babies get it, they become more stronger, healthy, and
Oh.
they can grow and thrive very well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Thank you for explaining that. That makes sense. So, my next question would be, why should my child or why should my nephew get a painful shot then if vaccines aren't 100% effective?
Good. So looking at the pain, now we are looking at why, children cry. Yes, it's painful.
Mhm.
But few things. to note that in medicine, there are many things that we use, but few of them works 100% of the time.
Mhm.
But one thing I want to tell you is that, and I'll reassure you that many vaccines, our vaccines are the most effective weapon we've discovered to be able to help us and protect us. And in fact, many of them works with 85% to 95, 99%, efficiency. And this is great because they greatly reduce the child's risk of serious disease.
Mhm.
And you can compare that with a little pain, which is short term, and that's very minimal. So just to emphasize the point that yes, the pain will be there, but this is just a minimal pain.
Right.
But the larger picture is to protect the child.
Mm. Okay. Cool. And just thank you for answering these questions for me. This is, just helpful so much. But my last question for you, and then I'll leave you be. But how long does immunity last after you get a vaccine?
Okay, so that is a great question. One thing that people ask whether this vaccine can it protect me for a longer time, or can this be better than any other vaccines comparing with their duration. It's been shown that yes, like look at measles or the hepatitis B, when you are being given in a repeated dose. Some of them can last in a long period of time. Others, can give us a very short period of coverage, like the flu vaccine.
Mhm.
But the good news is, on the average, many vaccines have their own specific duration. And therefore, that's why sometimes we recommend booster. Why? Sometimes flu vaccines are recommended every year because different strain come because of different exposure to different strain.
Mhm.
So yes, the question will be more like a yes or no answer. But the point is, in terms of duration, it comes based on a specific vaccine. Some will give longer, some will give shorter, and
Mhm.
some, because of different strains, you might have to get a repeated dose.
That makes sense. Okay. Wow. Okay, that's really, really helpful. And that's pretty much all that I have to ask you. I'll let you know if I have any more in the future, but for now, that's really beneficial for me. But I appreciate your time, Jesse, explaining that stuff to me.
Okay, thank you so much, Christian, for the questions.
Thank you. I hope to be a vaccinologist after this.
Okay, bye.
Thank you, man.